Nope, that's not clickbait. Come tomorrow, gameplay in Escape from Tarkov will indeed be different than it has been over the last several years. They just announced that the latest Escape from Tarkov wipe will be happening on December 27th, and the servers will be coming down at 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and the downtime is estimated to last around 6 hours for the latest patch. So what exactly is changing? Well, there's three key things included in the 0.14 patch that's going to shake up the gameplay quite a lot. So let's dive into it. The first thing that's going to be quite different when you get into the game on wipe day is the updated recoil system. Now, I played a build of the game on the ETS servers with the new recoil, and while I can't say anything specific about the recoil, it's definitely going to be different, and that's confirmed by BSG. It's going to feel drastically different than it has felt over the last handful of years in EFT, and even the most seasoned vets and streamers are going to have to get used to it. You know, that muscle memory that we've had playing the game is not going to be there with the updated recoil. So that's the first thing that's going to change Tarkov forever, and hopefully it's a good change and it feels really good to play and use the weapons in the game. And you know, they've said that they're open to feedback with how it feels with the player base and stuff like that, so hopefully they'll be able to iterate on it if certain things need tweaked, but it's definitely going to feel different than you're used to. So that's the first thing that's going to change Tarkov forever. But the next thing is probably the biggest change to the game, and that's the armor hitboxes. Now, with this update, there's still a lot we don't know about how it works, but what is confirmed is that every piece of armor in the game is going to have slots on it for putting different types of plates into them that correspond to that section of the armor. For example, if you're using a big armor like the Zabralo that has thorax, stomach, and arm coverage, all of those areas are going to have plates, and that includes the sides, back, and front as well. So when you get shot, wherever that bullet lands is where the durability will be lost on that specific plate. That means that previously top-notch gear pieces like the Slick level 6 armor may not be as effective as it used to be because it's such a low profile armor, it's smaller than others, and it doesn't really cover the stomach that well. So literally the game physics will be able to compute now whether a shot has landed on that armor piece or not, shaking up the entire catalog of armors in the game. And another point that I wanted to bring up about this is a little bit more on the speculation side. I'm wondering if there's still going to be a class system for the actual plates, because it would be pretty crazy to throw on a P.A.C.A. with level 6 plates. It could really throw people off in gunfights because someone could see you wearing a P.A.C.A. and think it's going to take a certain amount of shots to zero the armor, when in reality you have level 6 plates in your P.A.C.A. and, you know, potentially it stops shooting at some point in the fight, or just the time to kill feels much longer because of all the different combinations you could have when it comes to plates and the traditional game knowledge that is there for the armors when it comes to the existing classes like 1 through 6. Now, do I think that scenario is going to be realistically how it's going to work? Probably not. If I had to guess, we would be able to find armor plates as loot on the maps, but they'll probably be specific sets of plates that go with only certain armors. I do think it would be pretty cool if they had a universal set of armor plates, because if there was a way to use different class armor plates with any armor, that would really open the door for a lot more personalization and customization of the cosmetic of your PMC. Because I know a lot of people that like some of the newer armored rigs that have come out with previous wipes, just because they have different tactical pieces on them, different pouches. They just look cooler. So if you could potentially use any class armor plate with certain, you know, armored rigs or armor pieces, you know, it could really open the door for the personalization aspect there. But I really don't think that's how it's going to work. It's probably just going to be specific sets of armor plates that go with specific armor pieces. But regardless, this whole feature is going to shake up the time to kill for sure. And it's also going to slow the progression of the wipe down a bit, because of the need to find armor plates or buy them to maintain our gear. We don't yet know if it's going to be sold at the traders, if it's going to be quest locked, or if they're going to be find and raid only. We don't really know that aspect of it, but it's definitely going to slow down the progression quite a lot. And another thing that's up in the air about this is whether or not armor repair kits are going to work with the plates. And if they do, it might make the armor repair kit an even more valuable item to have in your stash than past wipes. So I would say definitely keep an eye out for those in raid as you start progressing. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about that is potentially going to change the game forever is kind of a hidden small feature that will be included in the patch. Unfortunately, this is not something that's going to be included on all the maps. However, it could be added in the future, and that is loot extraction while in raid. They announced that the BMP vehicle is being added to Streets of Tarkov, and it's going to have a service where you can pay rubles to extract loot while you're in raid. The community for EFT has been asking BSG to add dead drops to the maps in the game for literal years, and this could be thought of as a potential dry run for how the feature could work on other maps. Now, again, there's a lot up in the air about this feature. We'll have to find out how it works. We don't know whether it's like a car extract where it can only be used by one person in the entire raid, or whether the one-time loot extraction is per player in the match. You know, they might even have AI around the BMP, and just getting to the car or the BMP in order to use the feature could be kind of tough. We have no idea how much it's going to cost, but in general, if it works well and is balanced, I think we could be seeing this added to other maps in the future. Like some examples could be, you know, you load up one of the UN vehicles that you mark for Tiger Safari on customs, you load that up with loot, or maybe a boat on maps like Lighthouse or Shoreline. I think this could be a really good indicator on whether it's worth the effort on BSG's end to add it to the other maps. And depending on how lucrative it is in the game, this could really solidify Streets as the no contest winner for the best pure money making map in the game. You know, there's a lot of people that would say that's already the case, but right now Lighthouse is kind of right there alongside Streets and how much you can make. But I would say something like this being added is definitely going to blow Lighthouse out of the water, especially if you could like go and raid with a raid backpack and fill it twice before leaving. That would be kind of insane. The last thing I'll say on this topic is I kind of have a sneaking suspicion that the new boss, Kalante, might have a little something to do with the BMP and where it's located on the map, because it seems like kind of a coincidence that they're both being added at the same time. Now, I know not all the bosses have 100% spawn rate, you know, in normal circumstances whenever the wipe happens. So maybe he does kind of spawn with the BMP, but he's not 100% spawn rate. We will have to see how it works, but I would see them adding him somewhere near the BMP, but that's just a sneaking suspicion. Overall, I think the new recoil and the new armor hitboxes and plates are going to be the main thing to change this game forever. It's just going to be different than any experience we've had in the game over the last several years. And, you know, we'll just have to play and progress to see if it's a positive or negative change, and give BSG feedback and hope that they iterate on that feedback if, you know, some things need tweak. So happy wipe day to you all. I wish you the best of luck with the servers when the update drops. And real quick, I just want to say, if you are looking for information on what's coming with this wipe, Pestily, Nice Guy, you know, those types of people have already made videos on all the things coming in this update. The Tarkov TV live where they talked about everything coming was in November, so it's been quite a while now. But if you want a refresher, go to their channels, check out their videos. And other than that, I really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch the video. If you want more content like this, where I cover everything EFT from updates to news to guides and other informational content, then consider subscribing and ding-donging the notification bell to stay up to date on all future videos. Leave a comment down below on what you guys think of the update when it drops, and like the video for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out the channel. I'll see you guys next time, and as always, make sure you stay looted.